Erik Horne here with Maddie Lee after the Thunder's 122-112 win over the San Antonio Spurs. Maddie, Thunder breaks a 3-game losing streak, does so with a lot of contributions from a lot of different players. Let's start with Dennis Schroder, 19 points in the second half. Pretty big bounce-back game for Schroder considering how he's been playing lately.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been really struggling shooting. We saw them in the first half, and then in the second half, he just goes off, plays really well, both ends of the floor, grabs 4 steals, which were really crucial for the Thunder getting out in transition in that second half, and yeah, really fantastic turnaround from him.
Thunder gets back to doing what they do well. They get out in transition, they force turnovers. He had 27 fast break points tonight. You know, they're turning the Spurs over at a really high rate. You know, Schroder really got going at that point where the Thunder are down 75-74. They take a timeout after Russell Westbrook gets poked in the eye, and then Schroder scores 9 points to close the third quarter, and then they just take off from there. They dominate them in the third quarter, outscore them by 15 points. They get out to a big lead in the beginning of the fourth quarter with Schroder taking control, and Westbrook comes back in. They start to work together. It was really a dominant performance from the Thunder considering how much they struggled to stop the Spurs a couple of nights ago in San Antonio.
Yeah, I mean, you see 7 different Thunder players with double digits by the end of that game. You had Schroder, you had Patrick Patterson hit all 3 of his threes, and Abdel Nader, who was another guy who went off with 6 of 6 from the field. He actually attributed a lot of the second unit success to getting Pat going early, which, you know, stretches the floor, opens up lanes. They're driving the basket well.
This is really what the Thunder needed to see from their second unit. We talked about, you know, after they lost to the Spurs on Thursday, you know, how thin that bench is without Nerlens Noel, without Alex Abrines. They needed some guys to step up. Patrick Patterson's been in a slump all season. He's only had a few games where he's really shown. Like Dennis Schroder was in a slump to start the turn of the year. Abdel Nader's been a guy who's just recently broken into the rotation. Really strong performances from that core group. They get 48 points off of the bench, and they needed this coming back home considering the way that they lost that game in San Antonio, working as hard as they did to come back and then lose it just by 7 points.
One of the ways that they lost on Thursday was because of LaMarcus Aldridge, who they really did a great job defending. He had 56 points in that game, and they kept him to how many shots?
14 shots tonight.
Crazy. Fantastic job.
Oh, look, only caveat you can say is Spurs were on the 3rd game in 4 nights. Probably some tired legs there, but the Thunder thoroughly outplayed them tonight. This was closer to the kind of Thunder team that you want to see, a team that's playing fast, getting out in transition, moving the ball. They have 27 assists tonight. It's really a strong performance for the Thunder against a good opponent, and it sets them up well going into Atlanta on Tuesday. Or Monday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
They're practicing here on Monday.
Tuesday.